Today, guys, we've got a customer's 2021 Outback Limited in for two things, mainly an oil change because they took it to the local Quick Lube, Pet Boys, and were refused an oil change because they said they could not remove the drain plug. Now, I peeked underneath yesterday, and I'm not seeing an issue as to why they couldn't change the oil, but with age, skill, and tooling, I guess there's a lot less things that are a challenge. And the second thing is a post-purchase inspection. Now, normally I would encourage you to get a car checked out before purchasing it, but sometimes that's not always the case. So let's go ahead and get to it, tackling this oil change, doing a front-to-back inspection, and seeing how this 2021 Outback Limited has held up over the last 72,000 miles. So guys, this is my first hands-on experience with a 2020 or newer Outback. Now, of course, we got the good old thermal control valve under there. Peeked the other day, didn't see any leakage yet. There's no codes, but of course, we know that that is now covered under that massive warranty extension. Got some leaves under here we need to take care of, but we'll go ahead and do that full inspection. But before we get into the inspection, let's go ahead and tackle that oil change. Right off the bat, I don't like that the radiator cap is backwards just because I'm OCD and crazy. We have an aftermarket oil filter on here, so likely the Subaru dealership didn't change it last. Probably was the Toyota dealership this car was traded into. But we're going to get that handled, get that knocked out, and see just how challenging it is to remove this drain plug that the Quick Lube just flat out turned down and refused. All right, guys, up in the air, let's take a look at this drain plug. And quite frankly, that doesn't look bad at all. I mean, I can see you not being able to get it out with a standard socket, but really? You couldn't do this oil change? That was too terrible to get off of there. I think an RBRT socket, maybe an FDX socket, and absolutely a grip edge RPT socket will definitely get that out and probably put it right back in, just to enrage some of you guys because I know how you are. Now, I don't have a spare drain bolt for this car. I normally keep them in stock, but I just looked and I don't have one, and Subaru was a 2-hour round trip for me, so I'm not gonna go buy a new drain plug. Now, she did tell me that she is going to be exclusively bringing this car to me like her old Subaru, so with the RPT sockets being bidirectional, I can reuse this drain plug and remove it and replace it on the next oil change when I have it beforehand and don't have to make a special trip just for a $5 drain plug. So we've got our 4 extraction style sockets here ready. Let's see which does the business of getting this drain plug out and then which can torque it back to factory spec to reuse it. So first up, Snap-on FDX. Doesn't quite want to go on there just because of how they, looks like they put a chisel on here and tried to chisel it out. That didn't work for them. So they mushroomed it a little bit. RBRT goes on a little bit further, but still doesn't quite get on there. Let's try the grip edge bolt biter. This is a 14 negative. They have several different sizes. It goes on a little bit further, but still not on there without hammering it on, which I'm sure would take off if I hammered it on. Now let's try our grip edge 14 and see how it goes. Still can't quite get on there. We're gonna have to hammer one of these sockets on or go up to the 14 plus in these, or the 15 in the grip edge. I have to go up a size, but I'm pretty sure we can just hammer that on and be good. So guys, I might have underestimated this just a wee bit, but of course I won. As you can see, drain bolt is loose. We had to use our our gear wrench bolt biter. The grip edge socket I could not get to hammer down uniformly, so it did end up rounding more. The bolt biter I could not get to hammer down flushly, and it rounded again, had to go down a step. That's one good thing about these, is they have the half steps. So next step down, got it on there flushly. Did not even attempt with the ratchet that time, went to the M12 stubby. It would not budge it, so I had to go a little crazy and get the M18 half-inch high torque with a 12-0 Forge battery, and it knocked it right out of there. So We can change the oil now, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to replace this drain plug whether I like it or not, because there's not going to be any reusing this. I mean, I could, but I'd probably leave my socket on here, and I don't want to do that. So we'll go ahead and change the oil now and take a look at the drain plug once we get it all out of here. Well, sweet victory is mine with the gear wrench bolt biter. Unfortunately, how do I get the drain plug out of here now? The grip edge definitely has the win there with the threads and the forcing screw to pop that right out of there, but I guess I'm going to do the old punch and hammer trick to knock that out of there. Quick Lube got Toyota's girlfriend must have left him that day, because not only was this 900 foot-pounds, they over-tightened the crap out of that. I can't even get the oil fill cap off. And I'm sure I'm gonna have a pain to deal with when it comes time to get that oil filter as well. This has just been a nightmare of an oil change. All right, that actually wasn't that bad. Just put my little oil filter claw on there and it came right off. So they didn't have it too tight. That took a pair of Knipex pocket cobras to give me enough leverage to get that to turn off of there. So go ahead and finish this like a regular oil change, and then we'll get into the inspection. And guys, there is your look at that oil drain plug now that's out, totally wrecked, and gear wrench bolt biter has saved the day this time. All right guys, so we've got the new oil filter on, and like I said, I didn't want to do a 2-hour round trip to Subaru, so we're just gonna reuse this drain plug and go ahead and get your angry comments ready, because I'm gonna use this grip edge socket to put it back in there. Factory spec, 41 Newton meters, 30 foot-pounds. And like I said, I'm exclusively going to work on this car, so it's going to be my headache and no one else's. So be mad, I guess. If not, you know, whatever. So we'll replace it next oil change. And another strip rounded bolt, torque back to factory spec. So guys, a little later in the afternoon, things have cooled down. We got the oil change sorted out. Did notice we are a little bit low on our coolant here. I'll top that up for her. Just had a new battery installed. There was an issue with the auto start stop where it would cut off and not restart. Subaru actually handled that for her. Need to get in here, check the air filter, check the cabin air filter. Not seeing any oil leaks or anything around the cam carriers, the cam covers, timing chain cover will get underneath, and pull down the splash guard, check that a little bit better. Also look at the braking components, suspension components, all that good stuff. One thing I noticed walking around the vehicle was we have mismatched tires. We've got a set of Yokohamas, or we have a single Yokohama here that has some dry rot and is kind of worn down. I'm assuming it is a factory tire from 21. On the back here, we have a set of Geo Tour. We got a pair of Geo Tour tires on the back, and they look to be a lot newer. You have 3/32 of tire tread depth difference across all 4 tires on the Subaru because of the all-wheel drive system. I'm assuming we don't have that going on here. Already looked at the brakes. Our brake pads are very good at around 80% or so, so no issues there. And over here we have an Arroyo, something. And yeah, not great having mismatched tires on a Subaru. That will be noted. Let her know about that. Not sure if anything's gonna be done about that. They're not terrible. Haven't noticed any weird noise or anything driving. I did hear a high-pitched whining noise, but that is that hub bearing, I believe, on the driver rear. So let's check out our suspension, underside the engine, check transmission, all that good stuff, and wrap it up. It's getting dark. Now, looking under the front of the vehicle, I'm thinking there's a splash guard or something here missing. Looks like on both sides there is something missing here, part of the splash shield. There is a cutout section here of the wheel well on both sides. Seems to be very equal. Looks like it rubbed on the tire or something here and busted it. But definitely some stuff missing on the underpinning here. Looking at our CVT, everything is dry. No evidence of leaks from the pan, the front differential, anything like that. Looked up underneath the splash guard here. Didn't see any evidence of leakage from the timing chain cover, cam carriers, cam covers, rear main seal, upper lower oil pan, anything of that nature. So everything in the suspension looking great. Don't see any tears or rips in the ball joint or tie rods. Nothing looking out of order on either side. Still a very clean car, but it's a 21 with 70,000 miles, 72,000 miles, so you'd expect it and completely rust-free, obviously being a Southern vehicle. Moving on to the rear of the vehicle, no rust again, only a little bit of surface rust. Don't see any axle seal leaks, any leaks from the rear differential. Nothing looking bad in the rear suspension. Rear brakes were good, want to check them. Exhaust system, no rust. All good at the connectors. You know, other than regular surface rust, things of that nature for a car that is 3-4 years old. So everything looking great back here. Now we won't go digging too much into the interior, but it is a limited and very nice on the inside. And after driving it the other day to drop the customer off after bringing it back to work on it, I can say it's not horrible, but I still don't like the big screen in the newer model of Outback, Forester, Impreza, and basically everything. I wish Subaru would get rid of it and go back to buttons. I'm sure most of you agree with that down in the comments. Got the snorkel out of the way. Our air filter looking pretty good. A little bit of dirtiness there, but still in great condition overall. I will definitely be advising a cabin air filter doesn't look like it's ever been replaced, or it's been quite a while since it's been replaced. So other than that, looking pretty good for 72,000 miles and a 21 model. So guys, there you have it, front to back inspection on this 21 Outback, and it has held up, in my opinion, exceptionally well for the last 72,000 miles. We need a cabin air filter. We had an issue with the oil drain plug, but that was outside forces, being the quick lube, messing it up. We need a hub bearing assembly on the back, and we have a slight tire issue, but other than that, this thing is held up very well, and you know, doesn't need really much of anything. Couple $100 worth outside of the tires. But there you go, guys. What are your thoughts and feelings? Let me know in the comment section below. Did Pep Boys screw this thing up? Should they have been able to get that drain plug out of there? Or was it the Toyota dealership's quick lube guy screwing it up when it got traded in and service done? It was one of the two. Either Toyota sabotaged the car, the quick lube kid, not the actual dealership, or Pep Boys kind of wasn't paying attention and rounded out, destroyed the plug, and then got themselves stuck. So at any rate, the issue is resolved. The car will be fresh, ready to go in a matter of days once the parts arrive and get put on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future Subaru and tool content. I'll see you guys in the next one.